Hey guys, Alex here with Serious Goose Games. Welcome back to our Unity Tactics RPG tutorial. Last time we made it so that leveling up would use our class and character growths. Today we're adding a small banner to show the information of the unit we have selected. So the reason we're taking this detour is because I want to be able to have a little bit more visual information on the screen, because a huge part of tactics games is conveying information to the player. So one of the ways we do that is by displaying information for the selected unit, information for units we're hovering on, actions the unit can take, that kind of thing. So we're going to start by creating a new panel. I'm going to right click on my canvas, go to UI, and we'll add a panel. And this is going to be called Unit Info Panel. And I'm going to shrink it down. I'm just going to eyeball it. Next on that panel, we're going to add a canvas group component. That way we can toggle visibility. And then I'm going to fill this with all of the things that we want to display to the player when they have a unit selected. So that's going to be the unit's name, HP, maybe a portrait, that kind of thing. So I'm going to right click on the unit info panel, go to UI, we're going to add an image. I'm going to bring it over to the side. I want to make sure it's square. So I'm going to do 125 by 125, position it right about here. And this image will be our unit portrait. Next, I'm going to right click on the info panel again, go to UI. We're going to create a text object. This object will take up the entire top. This will be our unit name. And while we're here, you can see, if we look at the game view, it's really close to the portrait. So I'm going to increase the margins a little bit. When you have a Text Mesh Pro object and you go down to extra settings, click to expand it, you can set the margins. I'm going to set the left margin to be 10 pixels. And that's just going to kind of shift it over a little bit, so that's not right up against the image. And actually, I'm going to shrink this down a little bit, and then I'm going to duplicate it, bring it over, and this is going to be our unit level. Again, as far as positioning goes, you can really set it up however you want, whatever looks right to you, whatever looks good to you. And then I'm going to change the margin from 10 on the left to 10 on the right. So that gives us our name and our level. Now I'm going to right click on the info panel again, go to UI. We're going to add another image. And this is going to be our health bar background. I'm going to change the color to black. Then I'm going to right click on the health bar background and create another image called health bar. Give it some random sprite. Set it to be filled, horizontal. There we go. Then I'm going to set the anchor to stretch it out. Then we can change the color to like red or green or something. Probably green, since that's what the health bars are on our actual units. Next, I'm going to duplicate the name, bring that down, stretch it out. And this is going to be our unit item, the item that the unit currently has equipped. And for this text, I'm going to align it center, and I can get rid of the margins. Lastly, we need something to display our current health. So I'm going to grab our health bar, down a little bit, make it a little bigger. And then I'm going to right click on the health bar background, go to UI, add a text object. We're going to stretch it out, center the text horizontally and vertically. This is going to be our health text. And it's a little hard to read, so I'm also going to change the color of our health bar to be a little darker. There we go. So that's all of the UI stuff we need. And let's go ahead and open up our UI Manager script. Once your UI Manager is open, we're going to add a new header. So a header, and this is going to be our unit info panel. So all the UI elements that we want as part of our unit info panel are going to be under this heading. So we're going to have a public canvas group for the unit info panel itself. Then we're going to grab a public Text Mesh Pro UGUI, and that's going to add the TM Pro namespace. And we need our unit name text. Then we need another one for the level text. Then one for our health text. And one for our item. Then we're going to grab public image unit health bar. And a public image, and that's going to require the Unity Engine.ui namespace, unit icon, or unit portrait. Because I didn't add the namespace, it's yelling at me for that one. There. Next, we're going to go to our unit script, and we want to add a string for the name and a sprite for the portrait. So public string, name, or unit name, and a public sprite for our unit portrait. Then we can go back to the UI manager and create a function to display all of that information. So it will be a public void display unit info. First thing we're going to do is grab a reference to our unit, which is our selected unit. So unit equals player dot selected unit. Then we're going to set the name. So unit name text dot text is equal to unit dot unit name. The unit icon or unit portrait dot sprite is equal to unit dot unit portrait. And then our unit level text dot text is equal to an interpolated string LVL. You can format this however you want. And then unit level. And then our unit health text, it's going to be unit health text dot text equals unit health out of max health. Then we will set our unit health bar dot fill amount to be equal to our unit health divided by our unit dot max health. And because those are ints, you do need to cast at least health to be a float. They don't have to be cast, or they don't both have to be cast, but one of them does. Your health does. Okay, so now we need to go up to update, and we're going to add another little if statement here. So if player dot selected unit and check if menu open, unit info panel, or manager menu, because we don't want to display the unit info panel if the manager menu is open, so we want this to be not. So player.selected unit and the manager menu is not open. Then we're going to open menu, unit info panel, and we're going to display unit panel or unit info. Otherwise, so if we don't have a selected unit or if the manager menu is open, then we're going to close the menu, the info panel. With all that done, let's go ahead and save and head back to Unity. All right, so back in Unity, we need to assign all of our references. So let's grab our UI manager. We'll drag in our portrait to that slot, the name display to that slot. The info panel has to go there. We just got to make sure everything is exactly where it needs to be. Health text, item text. Okay, we're still not done though, because we have to go through our units now. And if we scroll down, we see we now have a slot for our unit name and our unit portrait. So let's go ahead and say this unit is Bob. His portrait will be a check mark. This unit will be Fred. He'll be the drop-down arrow. And our third unit will be Goose. He'll be a knob. Okay. Go ahead and save the scene and hit play. So we can see that there's no portrait or no panel here, but if I select a unit, we can see I just selected Bob. He's level 1. He has 5 out of 5 health. He does not have an equipped item. We don't have that set up yet. That's going to be soon, actually. But when we have our inventory system and we equip an item, it will show up here. I can select Goose. Goose also has 5 out of 5 health. Fred is a little squishier. He's 4 out of 4. But if I play around a little bit and then end turn, none of them took any damage. Okay. There we go. Fred took some damage. So Fred is now out of 3 out of 4 health. So this style of little unit info panel that we have is a very Fire Emblem way of doing things. You can change this around, display whatever information you want to have displayed, whatever you think is important for the player to know, as long as there's something to tell them, hey, this is who you currently have selected. In the next video, we're going to add a little action menu so that we can force a unit to wait or eventually attack. This will allow us to add other actions like using items or special abilities. That's all for today though, so if you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe to help other devs find the series. In the last video, I asked you who your favorite character was, so let me know in the comments who is your least favorite character in a tactics RPG. I can't stand Alear from Fire Emblem Engage, the Warlock chosen from XCOM, or Andy from Advanced Wars. They're just so whiny, although the Warlock is pretty cool mechanically. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Alex with Serious Goose Games, and I'll see you in the next one.